I'm very grateful to see, it's brave of you to all come out on the day before the official conference begins. This is a paired presentation. What I'm talking about and what Lisa is going to be talking about, the two things go with each other. For a long time we've been looking at how do you take information about the cancer cascade, about the cascade timeline, about how chronic disease gets started in the body and leads to eventually something that can be life-threatening. And Bill Coury, who was my mentor in this is a talk that he began. He was a 45-year survivor of cancer. He was not a doctor. He basically, all of his interest in cancer was saving his own butt. He needed to find these things because medicine wasn't offering him anything that he felt was really going to save his life. And so starting early on with the decision, he had a compound fracture after being hit by a car. It didn't heal well. It was on a Thanksgiving day. They didn't clean up the operating room well. He developed a chronic osteomyelitis. Chronic infection, chronic inflammation is almost always behind cancer, no matter where it is, but the chronic inflammation, chronic osteomyelitis led to the formation of an osteosarcoma. And he elected to not have them amputate his leg. They wanted to amputate his leg just when he had chronic osteomyelitis. But they decided to leave it there because he wouldn't let him do anything else, and he managed to put together a program to understand cancer and to save his life. How many of you have ever seen the large wall-sized poster of all of the biochemical pathways? I believe, yeah. It's put out by Merck or something like that, and it's mainly for medical students. You use it because it maps all of the complex interactions. And he basically, for months while he was lying on his back in a hospital bed, taped it to the ceiling of his room and memorized it. So that was the beginning of his own personal medical training. And he was also very motivated by a desire to serve. He wanted very much to take this information that he'd done and help himself. This is a little of the story I just told you. He had a lot of help. He knew where the good people were, and he sought them out. And he worked with everything from Hans Nieper at Sloan Kettering to Ernesto Contreras in Tijuana. And so he was, very much whatever worked. That was what he wanted. He wanted things that would save his leg, save his life, and in the process contributed a lot. Hans Nieper, when he was at Sloan Kettering, was so impressed with Bill and his interest in this that he said, just go down to the medical school, tell him I sent you, take any course you want, sit in, do what you want. He didn't enroll, but he basically took advantage of that. He had a prayer that he always began this talk with, and so to honor him, I see no reason to not do that. So yesterday is gone. Tomorrow belongs to God. The only moment you are alive in your entire life is the moment right now. Cherish the moment. Say, I will live with the grace of God, and I will do good for others. And that'll take you a long way if you just